Hello and welcome all the Web3 enthusiasts. It's Max speaking, and we continue the series of interviews with Web3 experts. Today, I'm excited to host an interview with an old friend of Synopsis, Reggie, CEO and founder of Hydro. Hi, Reggie. How are you today?
I'm good, Max. How you doing, man? Been a long time.
Yeah, happy to see you back at our YouTube, and hopefully the discussion we'll have today will be hot. Let's just get straight to the action, and let's start with shooting these questions one by one. So to begin with, the first question, these 2 years, rebranding has been the biggest news for your project. How is Hydra different from Gather, and why was the rebranding called for?
That's a very, very good question. So Gather, so it's both Hydro and Gather are trying to solve for the same problem, but basically, which is alternative form of monetization for the internet, right? Websites, applications, whatever it may be. How we're solving is basically what's different. Gather was based on proof of work, right? Someone would come to the website that had Gather enabled, and their system would be used to secure the Gather blockchain, and in return, the publisher would get block rewards, revenue, right? Hydro is based on proof of stake. And why did we switch? And why did we rebrand, right? So the thing is, when we went along and Gather became a layer one, there was a couple issues we noticed. One was no matter who we spoke to, no matter what journalist, what company, everyone thought proof of work is just bad. Like they thought proof of work is killing the planet, that it's burning down the rainforest. Especially journalists are really really stupid. Some of them, like it was ridiculous. Some of these U.S. journalists. So that was always a huge stigma issues. And then we were going for large client acquisition, not like the SME or small to medium websites. Large clients also, because of the proof of work um, aspect or involvement, they always had a little bit of hesitation. And then secondly, one thing which we did wrong in Gather was we didn't hide that we were a crypto company or blockchain company, right, to the Web2 audience. It was crypto was the forefront. We're using your processing power to secure the blockchain, et cetera, et cetera. So when you're a Web2 user or person and you come to Gather and you see all this crypto jargon and stuff, you usually will get turned off. So what we've done with Hydro in terms of the rebrand is that we've removed majority of the crypto and blockchain language, lingo, and jargon, right? So when a Web2 user comes, for them, it's just another SaaS product, right? At the end of the day. Only the websites and publishers that really want to understand will actually go and see how things work at the back end, right? From a product perspective, how it works is while Gather was an L1 using proof of work to provide the alternate form of monetization, in Hydro, we use a freemium-based business model. Users, publishers come, they like what they see. If they want to uncap their earnings, remove the banner, they have to pay, right? Which is anywhere between $500 to $1,500. Half of that money goes to use and buy and stake our token. The other half is collected with all the other paying publishers and it's collected together and used to stake on Sui, then AVAX, then Near. Basically, we fractionalize validators for multiple layer ones and layer twos, and the yield generated from these validators is what's paying the ecosystem essentially. And this is the big change, and then why we didn't rebrand it, etc.
Okay, get it. Thanks. It was super easy to understand. So even I get everything from the first time. Thank you. Okay, let's move on then. And the next question is, you already mentioned Sui, and the question is, what does the Sui partnership entail for Hydra?
So we've been working with Sui for almost a year at this point, I would say. Like when we started initial grant conversations to getting the grant approved and then moving over, because we were looking at other blockchains to build on, but then it kind of happened that because of with GAF Capital, and GAF Lab, we're involved with Sui. Like, hey, check out building on Sui. You'll get a you get a better deal, you get better support. Because it's what we noticed from other foundations. The support from the top down wasn't good. Sui's been good. So they give us exposure, invite us to events, help us co-promote, introduce us to projects in the ecosystem, and then obviously the grant. And then also, sorry, the one other thing is, when we were talking with the advisors about should we build on Sui or should we build on AVAX near Solana, whatever it may be, right? There was a very valid point that came up is that Sui is a newer L1, right? It's not had its market cycle, like it hasn't had that chart yet. Like most L1s have at some point, like Solana near AVAX, older ones always have this parabolic move at some point because layer ones and the narrative, right? So the idea was take a directional bet on Sui because at some point somewhere Sui is going to blow up. And it's good to be one of the earlier projects that can be a blue chip there. So that then, there's a saying, a rising wave carries all boats. It's the same thing.
Okay, got it. Big things. So thank you for the detailed answer, and let's move on to the next question. And we hear your users are super hyped for the Hydra token launch. Could you share some plans for Hydra for the upcoming year? Is there a date for token generation event?
Q4. Roughly Q4, yeah, I would say so.
That's it.
I can't talk publicly too much about TGE stuff, to be fair. We're looking at about Q4, yeah. I mean, it's, one thing I can say, dealing with exchanges now compared to Gather is very different. What they demand is insane, from how much they're charging to sometimes percents of supplies to airdrops, metrics. There's some exchanges are absolutely ridiculous in what they want, and you have to kind of take a step back and be like, is this really worth it? Paying anywhere from 500 to sometimes $2 million for certain types of exchanges to list. It's not. They're very different this time around. So it's interesting. It's making sure you get the right deal. They're not asking for too much of the supply. Other things. It wasn't like that when we listed Gather, to be fair. It was quick, fast. One exchange, that's it, and we went. But this time around, and it's not just for Hydro specifically. This I've seen with a lot of partner projects or people I know of launch projects. It's difficult all around.
So it's these difficulties are not because of the rebranding. It's just
No.
The general approach of exchanges has changed, right?
Yeah, the ask is much higher. Like they want to see at least 100,000 Twitter followers. The main thing is that all exchanges are basically the same. What they really want is users, right? So they basically at the back end sit there and do a calculation of, okay, if we list this project, how many users are we going to get? So they sit there and they know that majority of Web3 users already have some form of exchange account. They kind of calculate, okay, this project will list, they'll get their tokens and they'll come and trade here again, is the way to look at it. Our approach with the exchange is different because majority of our users, not investors, etc., are Web 2. So they generally don't actually have an exchange account. So that's a big advantage for us. I just want, like, I'll say X exchange wants 50,000 users. I want to be able to go and be like, hey, I know you want 50,000 users, but here's 300,000 Web 2 users who've never made an exchange account ever. So we get much better, way better terms, basically.
I see. So anyway, I believe that you will overcome all these obstacles easily, and best of luck with this. Get it. So okay, let's move on. And next question is, how big can the attention-based monetization model become in 10 years? Do you think it can outrun conventional ads?
It can. It really can. And that's why I'm still here after I think Gather was 2018. The size of the market is so big, but I don't like going from top down. But it's a product that works, so we can really go big with this. It's unreal because here's the thing: majority of crypto projects that are out there, I would say 70% and above, they create products and services for the crypto audience, for the Web3 audience, right? Which is a small pie. The rest of the 30%, 20% of us are going after Web2 and trying to bring them in. So the audience size becomes very big. And in terms of online monetization, it's huge. And the money involved, the numbers are absolutely wild. You're talking in the billions.
Okay. And how can users become a part of the Hydra ecosystem, which has such a bright future potentially?
So there's a couple things. I think in the immediate near term, it's the advent of adding a loyalty program and community plus program. So that's quick and easy. Once once we hit about 100,000 publishers, our interoperability network will go live, right? So that's because we fractionalize SUI, we fractionalize NEAR, we fractionalize AVAX, and we'll add some other things, right? What happens is that you have these interesting, you have three different layer ones at the end of the day, right? Where people can hop between these layers just from the Hydro dashboards. End users could participate in that as well.
Okay, I see. Thank you. And actually, that's it about your main project, which is Hydra, and we would like to highlight one more thing. So could you tell us about your other project, Crypto Fight Night? How did you come up with the idea of it even?
So it's not just I'm the co-founder along with a guy called Rahul, a guy called Jay, influencer called Rookie XPT, and another influencer called Abu Salah on Twitter. And then another Rahul joined us. He is the former CTO of Connext, which is called something else now. It was 2021. It was like I think 7 months or 8 months after the launch of Gather, and we were like going crazy. A lot of us guys were in a bar here in Dubai, and we were drinking, right? And guys being guys, I think we were like at least 10 Jaeger bombs down, multiple drinks. Like everyone was really, really
That's a
drunk.
lot.
That's a lot. So I guess two guys had boxing experience, and they're like, "I'll take you on. I'll take you on." And they shook hands. Money was put down, and everyone woke up in the morning. I didn't remember anything about it. 3 months later or 4 months later, I get a call from Abu Salah from Mo. He's like, "Hey, Reg, what's up?" I'm like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "You ever put on a boxing fight?" I'm like, "No, I don't know anything about boxing or putting on fights. Why?" He's like, "You remember that night at McGettigan's?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh my god, these people are actually training." And he sends me videos and guys are training. And I'm like, "Shit, dude, I don't know what to do. Give me a sec. Let me call some people and see what we can do." I called Rahul, who's a partner at Gaff Capital as well, and I'm like, "Dude, I have a very weird one for you." He's like, "Tell me, like, you ever put on a boxing fight?" And he's like, "No, what? Where is it coming from?" So yeah, we went from there. Then Rookie got involved. Rookie fought the first time versus Loomdart, and the first show was absolutely crazy. Everyone loved it because we were the first people, I think at that point, to do this crypto fight night or this crypto-based combat sports. And it's continued since. It kind of built into some form of a business at some point, but it honestly just happened out of nowhere. To be fair.
Okay, thanks. It was pretty interesting, and now we know how the inspiration for the new ideas may come up. Actually, yeah, actually we always knew, but we see how it can deal with the big things also. Okay, thank you. It was a very positive tone before the end, and we have come up to our traditional last question. And could you share some piece of advice for our viewers who are actually just entering the Web3 industry? So it's like an ocean of the information is always changing, and just some piece of wisdom how to get the most of it, how to benefit from getting on board.
I'll answer that with two points. If you have capital and if you don't have capital, right? If you don't have capital, go to projects that are funded, that are VC backed, ask to become a community manager. They pay relatively well. That's a good way to start making a little bit of money, like anywhere between a couple $100, depending on the project, to a few $1,000s a month. Good starting point, right? Second, airdrop farm, definitely, because it costs nothing almost to farm airdrop, and it's still free money at the end of the day. That's if you do not have capital. When you have capital, you need to build a network. You need to find people that that you can work with, that you can trust, and go wide and go deep. So wide meaning build a large network of people who are associates and what they do or however, and keep doing that. And then go deep within your network, which is like a close group of people where you can trust and they trust you as well, right? Because it goes both ways. You can't only take, you have to give. And that's really important. Don't only keep taking, take a lot less and give more. I think that's what I'd say.
Man, that's amazing. Just nothing to add. Like this is exact instructions what to do. Like not just general words, how it sometimes happens, but yeah, just the straight direction for both types of newbies or even not newbies in the industry. Yeah, thanks
Yeah,
for that, and it's really valuable. And
my pleasure.
yeah, here we go. It's it for today, but hopefully we'll see you, Reggie, at our YouTube very, very soon. Thanks for our viewers for watching till the end. Guys, stay tuned. And yeah, Reggie, thank you for joining in. See you. Take care.
Thank
Bye bye.